Yo, what's up, YouTube? This your boy B back again, and I want to get into how the original Unveiled, which her real name is Janet, she got replaced by the light skin Unveiled in season 3, with her real name is Daphne. And it all started in 1990 when Fresh Prince first aired, and it was all centered around Will Smith. You know, he was the kid that was moving from Philly to LA to live with the rich uncle and aunt and just have a better life. And for the first couple of seasons, everything seemed like pretty good, pretty normal. Everything was like good on the set, behind the scenes and stuff. But the original Unveiled, she talked about it later on that during the filming of season 3, she was actually pregnant in real life. Cause you know, on shows, when most of the times when the character is pregnant, it's like a fake pregnancy, but she was really actually pregnant during the time at the beginning of season 3, and she was actually going through a serious divorce at the time. She was married and she was in an abusive relationship. She was going through a lot of problems at home, and she was like very private and very secretive about her personal life. So of course, when she came to work, she tried her best not to like bring it on the set, let everybody know her drama. So she was usually, before all the issues happened at home with her personal life, she would come to work all happy and joking like everybody do. But towards the beginning of season 3, that's when she started like not talking to nobody, being short, just not saying anything. And the rest of the cast like started noticing how different she was being. And I'm assuming that a lot of on-set arguments happened because of that, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that we really don't know about. But once everything hit the fan, it was the beginning of season 3. She said out her own mouth, Janet said out her own mouth, that she was offered a messed up contract. It was only 2 months out the season, when normally it'll be way more than that. It was 2 months out the season. She had to take a pay cut, and they told her during that time that she couldn't work nowhere else. She refused that, of course. She said, no, I'm not working for that. The actual payment was not disclosed, but however it was, she said that she did not want to take the pay cut. So her payment, she didn't want to do that. So they said that we could just replace you with Daphne. And she just said, okay, if y'all got to do it, then y'all got to do it. So once that happened, in interviews, that's when she was going on and saying that Will Smith is a jackass. He just wanted the show to be about him. He don't care about nobody else. And at the same time, Will Smith, he was going on interviews and saying that if Janet could have it her way, the show would be the Fresh Prince of Unveiled or something like that. Basically, both of them is like pointing fingers at each other. It's a he say, she say. But years later, after years was passing, like they would ask her certain things like, would you ever work like with the Fresh Prince? Would you ever do like a reunion show? And she said in 2011 that she would never go back to that show. She said she don't care. She called Will Smith an asshole. Said he basically ruined her life, because during those interviews when they split ways, he was calling her difficult to work with, and she's just hard to be around. So being that he had all that power and all that clout, people really took her word for it. I mean, they really took Will Smith's word for it and was like, yo, we're not really working with her. Even though after the show, I was looking at her filmography, she had quite a number of shows after the Fresh Prince, but it wasn't nothing as memorable as the Fresh Prince. And even Will Smith said that at one point she was making around $250,000 a year, and she went from that to nothing because she didn't want to follow the proper protocol. And she basically saying that she didn't want to kiss Will Smith's ass. That's basically what she's saying. And of course, Will Smith got a whole nother thing. But it was last year, it was talks about a Fresh Prince reunion on HBO Max. So when that first happened, of course everybody was like, oh my God, is the original Unveiled gonna be there? So at first it was talks like she wasn't gonna be there, but one thing led to another, and she actually became like part of the reunion. It was Will Smith and her one-on-one, and they actually got into like a lot of details that the public didn't know. Like they actually sat down face to face, telling each other, like, I didn't like that. I didn't like how you gave me the kiss of death by basically saying that I'm hard to work with, made it hard for me to work with other companies in the future. And then Will Smith was basically saying that he didn't know that she was like being abused by her husband at the time, and she was going through that. Cause like now that he got kids and stuff, he can kind of sympathize with her. But at the time, like he didn't know that she was going through all that stuff. He just thought she was being bitter and just talking shit about the whole cast. Cause at one point she even called the character that plays Carlton, she called him a kiss ass and saying that he listened to everything Will Smith does. So she basically was trashing the whole set over the years. But last year, that's when they actually really had to sit down and talked about everything. They hugged. Will Smith was like, he was only 21 at the time. He was immature. He wasn't being sympathetic to like everything. Like, and she really was like, yeah, you hurt me. Like, you really hurt me. But I never thought, she said to Will that she never thought that they would be actually sitting face to face after like almost 30 years of bashing each other. They never thought that they would be sitting face to face. But like almost 30 years later, they actually reunited, the old unveil and the new unveil. They actually reunited. I'm not sure if they're gonna do any work together, but it's just good to know that no matter like what differences you have, like all the mean stuff you said to each other, y'all can actually work it out and, you know, push our differences aside. But honestly, I prefer the original unveil. Like when they switched for the light skin unveil, I was like, she cool, but she ain't real. She ain't down to earth like the first unveil. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about this. It's your boy B. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.